What's up YouTubers, Johnny DIY here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to fix a slow or weak flushing toilet. I'm going to show you guys all the different reasons and all the different remedies to fix those problems. If you guys are new to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe and click the notification bell. That way you can get all my new upcoming videos. But alright, let's get to this one, guys. Okay, so maybe every time you go to flush the toilet, it just doesn't have much power. Things just aren't going down. Maybe it's never had power. The first thing we need to do is we need to determine whether it is something involving the toilet or it is something involving the passage of the waste away from the toilet. Meaning, is there an obstruction that's gotten down the drain and possibly clogged either the toilet or the sewage drain beyond the toilet? I'll make sure I go ahead and put some links down in the description to all the different tools and supplies needed for fixing these kinds of problems with the toilet for you guys. Go ahead and check those out. Many times things can accidentally get dropped inside the toilet and flushed down. Bottle caps, combs, most common children's toys, they love to flush those down. So we need to determine if there's anything inside there. So what you're going to want to do is get a bucket of water. We're going to pour it right in the toilet, and we're going to see if the water goes down real fast. All right, you see how it just flushed right down, and the water went down quickly. It didn't raise up and then slowly go down. If it had done that, I would say you would need to check for obstructions inside the toilet. Now to do that, you can go ahead and reach right in the trap inside and try and find something that way. If you don't find anything that way, you can either snake the toilet with a special toilet snake like this one,
we'll try it.
or you may need to unbolt the toilet, lift the toilet off, set it on its side, and reach down from underneath and get the obstruction that way. I've had to do that as well. If you do that, you'll have to replace the toilet wax ring and reset the toilet. Not that big of a deal. Another problem could be that the actual venting for the toilet, so your toilet's going to be connected to a vent that goes up through your roof usually, and it needs a source of air so it'll flush properly. Now those vents can be clogged over time by birds' nests and other things, so sometimes you need to snake the actual vent. Okay, now let's move to the inner workings of the toilet. So we'll go ahead and lift this toilet lid off the tank. It just comes right off. And there's a few different styles of the inner workings of the toilet, but they're all pretty much similar. So you have your water level right here, and this is, you're gonna have some sort of usually overflow tube. And there's a little mark right here on this overflow tube. You'll see. I'll let the water come back up now. It's raising up, and it should stop right where that line is because I've adjusted it. So it's important that this water is below the top of this. Like I said, there's usually a line that you can adjust it to right there. But let's say it's much lower than the line. That's going to affect your flushing power. So what you're going to want to do is raise the water level. So you come over here to your adjusting screw on the float right here, and you're going to turn this clockwise. That's going to raise up the float, and it's going to raise up the level of the water so that you can adjust it to the top. You just don't want to ever adjust it so that it's level or above this, because then it's just going to keep running and you'll lose a lot of money on a running toilet. If you have an older style toilet with the rod and big ball float and you want to raise the water level on that, you just need to bend the rod upwards so that float is higher, and then the water level will go up. We're also going to check right here the handle, and the handle is attached to this little chain, and you don't want too much slack in this. You only want maybe a 1/2 inch. This one looks like it may be a little loose, so I'm going to go ahead and adjust this. Just has a little clip right here. Unclip. So I got that little clip off. Now I'm just going to put it on the chain, but I'm going to go down a few links on the chain. Okay, now I've got that chain adjusted, so if we go ahead and put the handle, there's very little slack. And now when I push the handle down, it should lift this flapper up and more water should go rushing down into the toilet, so it'll flush better that way. Whereas if you had slack, it would be opening more slowly, letting the water kind of trickle in more. Still not flushing properly. Now we need to talk about mineral buildup. So depending where you live, depending how hard your water is, you're gonna have minerals that build up, calcium maybe, and it's gonna slow down the performance of your toilet over time. So maybe you noticed your toilet used to work great, but now it's not working as well. That can be a telltale sign of a buildup of those minerals. So there's a few areas where that's gonna affect it. If you look down here on the main toilet part, there's a jet right here that shoots back that way when you flush your toilet, and that pushes the water out, and that can be clogged over time, as well as these tiny little holes. See those ones up there at the top? Those all let water in all the way around. Depending on the design of your toilet, you may have a couple, just 2 or 3 of those, but on this style ones, it has all those little holes all around, and those holes can be clogged with calcium and mineral buildup. So what you're gonna wanna do is take a little wire, a piece of coat hanger, any piece of wire you have, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it up into those holes, and I'm gonna just go ahead and clean out any of that buildup that may have accumulated. And there definitely is some, because I'm feeling some resistance, and there's some buildup on the wire. So go ahead and take your time and do this all the way around, clearing out all those passages. So here's the toilet before. Go ahead and flush it down. And look, it's not even flushing all the way. So I'll go ahead and hold the handle down when I flush it. Shouldn't have to hold the handle down. Then it goes down, but it's still pretty weak. Now we need to start focusing on that little jet at the bottom. So I went ahead and got most of the water out by doing our trick by putting the bucket of water, pouring that down. Now I've got a sponge, and we're just gonna take that, we're gonna soak up the water and wring it out. This is just gonna make cleaning it a lot easier. Now, there is an alternative to mechanically cleaning this buildup, and that would be using muriatic acid, which is readily available at hardware stores, and it's pretty easy. What you're gonna wanna do is drain out all the water like I just did with the sponge, and you're gonna pour it in there, about half a gallon to a gallon, and you're gonna leave it setting for. That's gonna dissolve all this hard water buildup in here in spots that you can't even see or reach. So yeah, we definitely found the problem. When I stick my finger in here, in the hole, I can feel it. It's almost completely blocked up. I don't think I can get the camera down there. Oh, shoot. Let me see if I can get my little mirror. Okay, I found my inspection mirror. There it is. It's not pretty, but wow, you can see that entire thing is almost plugged up. See, there's a tiny little black opening. So that, I would say, is probably most definitely the problem. So I've got my little shorty screwdriver right here, and I'm gonna just kind of break it up. You wanna be careful using any metal on toilets because you can easily scratch it. So I'm just gonna try and break up that main obstruction by not really scraping on the sides. Oh yeah. Look at all that buildup. Just use my mirror to guide me. Now I'm being careful not to scratch it up. I'm just trying to get all this stuff off first, and there is a ton of it. As soon as you get most of it off, you're gonna wanna stop so you don't scratch the porcelain. So it should be smooth in that hole. If you feel anything rough, that's all buildup. All right, I've gotten a lot of it. Let's go ahead and give it a flush and see if it flushes any better. All right, let's give it another try. There it is. I didn't hold the handle at all and it flushed all the way down. So that is a huge improvement since the beginning. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this out a little more. Okay, now let me show you how much more open that hole is. There, now you can see it. You see how much more open that hole is in the mirror? Way better. There's still quite a bit of buildup on the sides I'm gonna try and get out. Perfect. And the last thing I want to say is sometimes it's just a bad toilet design. This is a 1.28 gallon flush because I'm here in California and they have those restrictions, but that's going to limit the flushing power as well as the actual style of toilet. I'm not really a fan of these Kohlers. I like Totos and Gerbers the best. There's some American standards. The Cadet is a very good one, but I would go with the Toto or Gerber. Toto first. So hopefully one of these methods that I showed you guys will help you fix your weak flushing toilet. If you have any questions or comments, go and leave those down below and I'll get back to you. If you're new to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed and click the notification bell. Give this video a thumbs up and stay tuned to all my new upcoming videos. I'd appreciate it. Thanks for watching Johnny DIY. Keep on doing it yourself, guys. Take care.